What's going on, guys? Uncharted 4 is finally out for the world to experience. This is one of PlayStation's biggest franchises from what I think is their best developer. Not only does it have to live up to previous Naughty Dog games, break the trend of PlayStation exclusive disappointing, but it has to close the story of the Uncharted trilogy. No pressure. So does Naughty Dog deliver another masterpiece, or is this Naughty Dog's Crystal Skull? Let's find out, and if you enjoy the video, please hit the like button and maybe subscribe.
This is really not good. Hold on! Nathan! They're gaining on us! I know! Well, crank it! Sam, I'm going as fast as I can!
The Uncharted trilogy is one of, if not my favorite franchises. You know how when you play a game and then all the really cool stuff happens during a non-interactive cutscene or QuickTime event? Uncharted changed that and let you take control of the action during some epic moments. It really did feel like you were playing in an amazing young Indiana Jones movie. Uncharted 4 picks up a few years after Uncharted 3. Nathan Drake is now married and retired from treasure hunting. One morning his brother, who he thought died 15 years ago, appears at his door to ask him for help finding the treasure they were after. He owes $200 million to a drug cartel boss, and this is his last chance to finish what he and his brother started years ago. I won't say much more since there is a great story here with some twists and turns. It's probably the best Uncharted story out of all 4 games. I really like the mystery of the treasure you're chasing and seeing how most of the characters I love from previous games come together one last time. There was a lot of script and story changes since the game was first being developed, so I'm impressed with how well it turned out. It may be disappointing for some spending the majority of the game with a new character instead of fan favorites, but in the end I think everyone got some good time in. The main villain in the game is also one of the series' best. They aren't trying to take over the world with some crazy plan, but instead are more grounded and have real motivation for what they're doing. As with any final chapter, I'm sure some people will dislike the ending, while others, including myself, think Naughty Dog nailed it. Visually, this game is a masterpiece. This is easily the best looking console game right now. From the detail and all of the animations and environments to the amazing motion capture in the cutscenes, the graphics are jaw-dropping and set the benchmark for what the PlayStation 4 can achieve. I'm sure the next Naughty Dog game will raise the bar again, but as of now, this is the game to show off to friends who are still skeptical of what the PlayStation 4 can achieve. This also may be one of the best acted games I've ever played. There are some moments that feel incredibly real and authentic, and I can't give enough credit to the entire cast for how well they do. There are several moments in the story that could have fallen flat, but are done so well they end up working.
Shit, stop! Sam. What do we got? Military types poking around. Nadine's guys? Yep. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Looks like they found an old colony outpost.
But the wrong one, right?
That's the good news.
That means it's bad news.
The only route to the volcano is straight through them.
Oh, shit. You do have the drop on them.
What's the play here, Nathan? Just follow my lead.
Gameplay-wise, you'll be doing exactly what you expect. Climbing, shooting, solving puzzles. I'm happy to say all of this has been greatly improved since the previous game. The new climbing animation system feels much more authentic and real. Shooting feels a little tighter, but there are still some problems with the cover mechanics. I never have a problem getting into cover, but if you ever want to turn a corner or jump to the cover next to you, it usually just leaves you rolling into the open and vulnerable to enemy fire. It can be a little frustrating sometimes. The puzzles, while still relatively simple, are the biggest improvement. They are genuinely interesting and fun to solve this time around. They're also used to help move the story forward, which makes them feel important instead of being just thrown into the game at a random time. I do wish there were a few more since they only really show up in the first half of the game. Uncharted 4 also gives you a few giant maps to play in how you want. One level has you driving around ruins in Madagascar, and another has you exploring small islands on your boat in the middle of an ocean. You can choose where to go and where to explore. The vehicle controls are a little clunky, which is fine for these segments, but there is a car chase later on that would have been much better if the car controls were a little more fine-tuned. These giant areas also give you more options for combat. It is now possible to get through areas without killing any enemies or just stealth killing everyone. There's now a system where you can see if an enemy is detecting you, and you can now mark enemies. It's very similar to the Far Cry series. This will definitely be the way to do some areas on crushing difficulty. You also now have a grapple hook, or as I refer to it, a whip, that you can use to swing around areas. This provides some awesome aerial stealth kills on enemies and adds another layer to the climbing mechanics. For completionists, there's 100 treasures to discover hidden around the campaign, as well as journal entries and side conversations to have. I really did like finding the journal notes since they add to the story and myth of the treasure you seek.
Let's go, 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 go!
The Uncharted 4 single player is something that needs to be experienced. It is absolutely best to go in having seen no footage so the jaw-dropping set pieces can be a surprise, but even if you have seen them, it's still a blast to play. This really does feel like Uncharted for a new generation of PlayStation. Once you complete the single player, you can hop into Uncharted 4's multiplayer. This is a basic third-person shooter with 3 game modes: Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and Domination. If you played The Last of Us Online, the class system is very similar, but what makes this multiplayer stand out is its use of mystical items. You can call in the Wrath of El Dorado or use the Chintamani Stone from previous Uncharted games. You can also call in sidekicks that help revive and supply teammates, or just walk around with a minigun spraying at enemies. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and you really know that when you look at the customization options. It's a fun mode, but unfortunately I'm not sure how long there will be a multiplayer community for. To Naughty Dog's credit, they are releasing maps and content for free, so hopefully that keeps the community together. I do wish they included some co-op maps like in previous Uncharted games to give some more options to gameplay. There are several levels in the story mode that could be played in co-op, and it would have been great to have that option after you complete the game.
Sam, get in the goddamn car! I'm faster! Stop arguing! Watch out!
As a complete package, Uncharted 4 is easily worth the $60 asking price. I do think you should play the previous 3 games before jumping into this, though. The story will have more weight and you'll understand the relationship dynamics between the characters. Everything about this game raises the bar for the series and all future PlayStation exclusives. Naughty Dog continues to be one of, if not the best studios working right now, and I can't wait to see what comes next from them. While not a perfect game, Uncharted gets my highest recommendation. So what do you guys think of Uncharted 4? And what's your favorite Uncharted game or moment? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more gameplay and reviews. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.